Well, it's a bit of a toss the coin a little bit. It's the beauty and one of the hard things about 2020 is you can make decisions really late. So I've got a bit of a plan, mainly for the first 6, and we see how that goes. And then after that, it's just a feel. I thought our spinners bowled really well tonight, so they bowled the majority of the overs through the middle there. And we've got obviously some outstanding death bowlers in Brett. Xavier bowled a couple of great overs at the death for us, and we had James Faulkner up our sleeves, who also is a great death bowler. So we've got plenty of options, which makes my job pretty easy.
Andrew.
Matt, you've had a pretty good season with the bat this summer. Do you feel as if you're batting at the moment better than you have ever in your career?
Yeah, I definitely feel that my batting's come along in the last couple of seasons. Obviously, working pretty close with Greg Shipper back home, and things are starting to come along. So, especially in one-day cricket, I feel my form's pretty good in one-day cricket. Obviously, it's taken me a little bit more time to get used to 2020, but I feel like it's coming along now. Yeah.
What's been the main difference in the last 2 years with your work on?
I think I've just got a lot more confidence in my game. Obviously, I feel like my game's at a level where I can compete definitely at the highest level. So I think it's just confidence in my cricket game. Yeah.
George, there's a lot of talk before the game about debut and being captain. How was the whole experience?
Oh, it was a great experience. It was the debut and captaincy thing didn't really come into my mind, because once you're out there playing, it doesn't matter if it's your first game or your 100th game. You've just got to concentrate, I guess. So it was huge honour and great to be able to get a win with it. It was all part of the whole night, I guess.
Here in the middle.
Yeah, Matthew, you scored 72. Which Indian bowler was probably the most difficult one to play? How do you rate Indian bowling today?
I thought all the spinners were really tough, to be honest. Obviously, you saw with our bowling innings, the spin was hard to get a hold of. So if they bowled full enough, I felt like I could hit them down the ground, obviously, with the short boundaries here. But I think the spin was probably the hardest bowling to face throughout the whole innings, yeah.
Mel.
George, what was the feeling about you coming out of the fight? We had a couple of heavy hitters in the shed there at the end, Marsh and Christian.
Yeah, we do. It would have been nice to get hold of a couple, but I thought it was really tough to get hold of a couple at the end. And batting with Dave Hussey, who I've spent a lot of time batting with, and he's one of the cleanest strikers, I reckon, in the world, and he was struggling as well. So it's nice to know we've got that depth behind us. It wasn't through lack of trying that we were getting singles.
George, you've seen a fair bit of this Indian group in the IPL. Are you surprised with the way the batting capitulated, or do you think it was difficult batting second?
Difficult batting second, and that's 2020, I guess. It's not through lack of skill or lack of talent in that Indian group. They're an outstanding lineup, but that's the nature of the game a little bit. We took some early wickets, spinners bowl well, and the run rate climbs up. You have to keep going. So while that's great, the beauty of the game is that in 2 days' time they come out and they start afresh, and you've still got to try and get Virender Sehwag out again. So it's challenging.
Daniel.
George, you mentioned Dave Hussey before. How do you view him as a cricketer, as someone who keeps presenting and keeps getting picked in Australian limited overs squads, and obviously did some good stuff with the ball tonight?
Yeah, well, as an all-round cricketer in the shorter format, I think he's outstanding, and you can add his fielding to that as well. One of the great things I think about our 2020 team, and he sums that up beautifully, is his consistency, and I think that's a really hard thing to get in 2020. And as we just said about the Indian batting, sometimes it just doesn't work. But Huss is someone who's as consistent as you get, I think, with the way he performs, the way he prepares. It's a great thing to watch and a great thing to have him in your team.
Last one.
Do you think it's been easier coming straight from Big Bash and going into 2020? Do you think it was easier to adapt to that rather than coming from like Shield cricket or Ryobi Cup, because Big Bash has been on? It's easier to adapt.
Oh, no doubt. The fact that apart from the Davey Warner and Sauce, the rest of us have been playing Big Bash cricket for 6 weeks. So in terms of our training, the way we've been preparing, the way we've been thinking about the game, it was just that's how we've been going. Someone like Davey Warner, it doesn't seem to matter. he's ready to go whatever the format.
Very good. One last one.
Can I just ask, will the guys who didn't play tonight, they all play in the next game?
We'll certainly look at that. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a couple in so they can have a game, but we'll wait and see. There's a couple of heavy legs in there, and obviously some straight into a pretty heavy one-day series, so I think we'll weigh up that in the next couple of days.